time in Barcelona will give you a taste of Catalonia's vibrant culture, stunning architecture, and Mediterranean charm. From the towering Sagrada Família to the buzzing streets of La Rambla, every corner of the city has a story to tell. Whether you're here for the food, the history, or beaches, Barcelona has something for every navigator. Hey, how's it going? Nick here, and you can find me at navigatornick.com, showing you how to get the most bang for your travel buck. Today we're talking about Barcelona travel inspiration, recommendations, tricks, and money-saving tips. I'll answer some questions you may have, like where to stay, what to do, and some of the best itineraries. For first-timers, it's really busy and really hot June through August, so I would avoid those months and go during the shoulder season, which is April and September or even October. By then, the crowds have cooled down and so has the weather. The language in Barcelona is Catalonian, which is a similar dialect of Spanish. However, a lot of Catalonians and people who work in Barcelona speak English and many other languages. When in doubt, or if you need help, Google Translate to the rescue. The plugs in Barcelona are type F. The standard voltage is 230 volts, and the standard frequency is 50 Hz. I'd recommend buying a universal adapter and using a voltage converter for hair dryers and beard trimmers. Many restaurants, cafes, and shops accept Visa credit cards, but not all. Just make sure you are using a travel rewards credit card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred card with no foreign transaction fees. Oh, and definitely still carry a bit of cash on you at all times. Speaking of cash, Barcelona has a huge pickpocketing problem. It's not to worry though. Just make sure you're really careful around La Rambla, metro stations, the airport, and crowded tourist areas. Keep your bags in front of you and never put your phone or wallet in your back pocket. And also avoid stopping when someone tries to distract you, which is a common scam. Definitely use a crossbody bag with a zipper or an anti-theft backpack. So, how do you get to the Barcelona city center from the El Prat airport? The best and most convenient way is to hire a private driver. Funny that if you should comment down below, I have one available for you. Hiring a private driver is great for families, groups, or couples with a lot of luggage. There's nothing better than walking out of airport security and seeing your name on a sign and your driver waiting. The next option and easiest way to get to the city center is via the Aerobus. A single ticket is around €8 and it could take up to 40 minutes to reach the city center. Traveler tip, there are 2 terminals at El Prat Airport, T1 and T2, and 2 separate Aerobus services for each terminal. The taxi terminal is right outside of the airport. Taxis are a good option to get to and from the airport, but not my preferred method, as some taxis are just as expensive as hiring a private driver. The official taxis in Barcelona are black and yellow. They have a taxi sign at the front, and on the taxi roof, there is a green light if the taxi is free. Make sure though that they have a meter, identity card of the driver, taxi registration number, and taxi ID plate. Confirm the taxi fare before you get in. That's all I can say. Last but not least, the cheapest way to get to the city center is the Renfe train service, which runs approximately every 30 minutes to and from Barcelona Airport to the city center. Travel time is 25 minutes. Once you're in Barcelona, the best way to experience the city is by walking. Expect to bring a great pair of walking shoes and leave your dress shoes and high heels at home. If you're short on time or on a 48-hour mission, the metro buses, hop-on, hop-off buses, and tuk-tuks are all great options. More on those later. You can buy tickets for individual journeys for the metro, but if you're here for more than a day or intend on taking more than 5 journeys, then it's better to buy a T-Casual ticket. A second option is buying the Barcelona card. The Barcelona card includes 25 unique attractions and museums with its purchase, and you can enjoy free public transportation on trams, buses, and the metro. There's options for 3, 4, and 5-day Barcelona cards. I'd highly recommend not renting a car in Barcelona, but more on that later. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and please hit that like and subscribe button if you found any of this information useful for your trip to Barcelona. You can also buy me a coffee in the description below. Now, onto the fun stuff. Barcelona is a foodie lover's paradise, and they are well known for their tapas. A tapa is a small Spanish dish typically served as an appetizer or snack. Tapas can be hot or cold, and they range from simple bites like olives or cheese and meat to more elaborate dishes like fried potatoes or shrimp and garlic in olive oil. Tapas are so popular because they allow you to try multiple flavors in one meal, and they are perfect for sharing with friends over drinks. Just don't expect free tapas with your drink. Unlike in other parts of Spain, Barcelona bars don't usually serve free tapas, so don't be disappointed when your wine arrives solo. The culture is about socializing and eating food slowly, which is why a tapa store is a great way to make new friends and try a few different tapas along the way. Let's talk about paella and how to spot great paella. Avoid restaurants with big touristy signs in English, paella photos on the menu, and servers waving at you from the street. Instead, look for small, family-run restaurants with locals inside. Trust me, it makes all the difference. Personally, I'd recommend staying in Elborn for its central location, beautiful streets, cafes, and easy access to major sites. Plus, it's right next to the Gothic Quarter. Staying in Barcelona's Gothic Quarter is an unforgettable experience, immersing you in the city's medieval past, vibrant nightlife, and authentic Catalan culture, although it can get a little noisy and expensive. A great area for families in Barcelona is Eixample. Eixample is great if you want a mix of modern convenience, upscale shopping, great food, and iconic architecture. Unlike the Gothic Quarter's medieval streets, Eixample is known for its wide avenues, elegant grid layout, and famous landmarks like La Sagrada Familia, Casa Batlló, and Passeig de Gracia. Another great area for families is Barceloneta. If you want to be by the beach, it's great for waterfront views, but keep in mind what time of year you're traveling, and it's a bit more touristy. And then there's Gracia, best for experiencing local life in Barcelona and longer stays. This residential area feels more like a small town, but is still well connected to the city center by metro, and you're really close to the famous Park Güell. Of course, there are many more neighborhoods in Barcelona, but that's for another video. There is so much to do in Barcelona, but let's talk about the absolute must-sees and some hidden gems. We can't start the video without mentioning the Sagrada Família, the crown jewel, Gaudi's masterpiece attracting 3 million visitors per year and the #1 attraction in Barcelona. Book tickets months in advance with the QR code on the screen or at the link in the description below because they sell out fast. The big question is, which tower do you want to visit? The Passion Tower gives you a better view of the ocean and a closer look at the modernist details of the facade, and the elevator is used for both up and down. The Nativity Tower gives you a better view of the mountain range behind Barcelona. The elevator takes visitors up, but you have to descend via a narrow spiral staircase. That's right, it's leg day. Bad knees not apply. My #1 Navigator Nick tip, besides booking at least a month in advance, is booking mid-morning or mid-afternoon when the light is beaming through the stained glass windows. It's amazing. Next up is Park Güell, another Gaudi icon. This colorful park is Instagram heaven, but also offers some of the best views in Barcelona and is one of the most impressive public parks in the world. Tickets for Park Güell must be purchased weeks in advance and have specific time slots, just like La Sagrada Familia, but you can stay as long as you would like. It's also easily accessible from the metro, public bus, hop-on, hop-off bus, or taxi. My #1 Navigator Nick tip is to book the first time slot at 9:30 a.m. or 1 hour before the park closes. Don't forget, stop by the museum and grab yourself a souvenir from the shop. My first hidden gem is to take a stroll through Park de la Ciutadella near the Elborn neighborhood. This free and historic park is great for kids to roam around in its open green spaces. And it's also perfect for relaxing, having a picnic, and escaping the city's hustle and bustle. You and the kids will enjoy checking out the life-size mammoth, the cascading grand waterfall fountain, and the street musicians throughout the park. Again, the park is completely free. However, if you want to take a rowboat around the small lake, they run 6 to 10 euros. It's a great activity for couples, families, or solo travelers looking to slow down and enjoy the beauty of the park. Just a short walk from Parc Ciutadella is Arc de Triomphe. Arc de Triomphe in Barcelona is a massive red brick arch that serves as the main entrance to the 1888 Barcelona Universal Exposition, a world fair showcasing innovations and culture. Unlike other arcs like the Paris Arc, the Barcelona version has a Moorish revival design featuring intricate brickwork and sculptures. It's a beautiful and free landmark that connects Elborn and Ciutadella Park. Definitely worth stopping by and exploring while you're in the area. Get this, how about making your own paella at a cooking class? We started our journey at the iconic La Boqueria market, where we found the freshest ingredients at the local stalls. Then we headed back to the kitchen to make a classic sangria while we learned how to cook Catalonian style. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description for more information. Cooking classes are by far one of my favorite activities to do in any country because it teaches you so much about the people, the culture, and of course, the food. And not to mention, we meet a bunch of new friends along the way. If you're short on time in Barcelona, perhaps coming or leaving from a cruise, you might want to consider not walking 20,000 steps in your holiday and take a tuk-tuk tour instead by Tuk Tuk BCN. These eco-friendly tours highlight Barcelona's most important sites while navigating through the city streets. It's a great way to see the city. However, if you're more of an adventurous type and prefer working off those tapas, join Cycling Tour Barcelona to sightsee around the city by bicycle. It's a great way to meet new friends while getting some exercise. Not to mention, you receive free photos of your experience at every stop. Oh, and your kids will love it too. Group sizes are limited to only 8 people per tour. Join Cycling Barcelona to pedal through the city. My next hidden gem in Barcelona is Parc del Labyrinth. It's a bit outside the busy city center, but it's such a magical place and worth the effort. You see, Barcelona is so special to me because it was at this place I proposed to my wife. This park is Barcelona's oldest park, famous for its beautiful hedge maze and romantic neoclassical gardens. It's definitely a hidden gem away from the crowds, perfect for a peaceful escape into nature. Afterwards, you can make your way to Mirabeau restaurant for panoramic views while enjoying some lunch or cocktails. Then head up to the top of the hill to Tibidabo. Tibidabo is the highest hill in Barcelona, offering stunning panoramic views, a historic amusement park, and the majestic Temple of the Sacred Heart. It's a fantastic spot for both adventure and sightseeing. No list of things to do in Barcelona would be complete without mentioning Casa Batlló and Casa Mila. These two buildings are two of Gaudi's most famous masterpieces, both located on Passeig de Gracia in Eixample. The outside of Casa Batlló's colorful mosaic resembles the scales of a dragon. You cannot miss its colorful facade. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description below to go inside to see the stunning interior of skylights, twisted staircases, and dreamy blue tiled walls. Don't forget, make sure to reach the rooftop for a surprise. Casa Mila is a much more modern-looking facade and looks almost like a natural rock formation. But the real magic is in the open courtyards, iron balconies, and rooftop terrace. Both buildings offer evening light shows, making them even more magical at night. Unfortunately, I do have some bad news though, as the magic fountain is still turned off in Barcelona in 2025. However, the surrounding area, including the Museum of Art of Catalonia and Montjuïc Palace, is breathtaking. While you're in the area, consider visiting the castle or taking the cable car for a bird's eye view. When you are discovering the Gothic Quarter, you won't miss the Barcelona Cathedral. Construction started in 1298 and wasn't finished until 1913, so it took more than 6 centuries to build. The cathedral's exterior is decorated with gargoyles, but not just any ordinary gargoyles. You'll spot mythical creatures, elephants, and even a unicorn. Navigator Nick tip: you can take an elevator to the rooftop where you'll get amazing panoramic views of Barcelona, a lesser known but epic photo spot. After you're done taking some epic photos at the top of Barcelona Cathedral, head across the street and go to another rooftop at Hotel Lamaro. Arguably the second best rooftop bar in all of Barcelona, Hotel Lamaro is free to enter but comes on a first-come, first-served basis. Coming in at number 1 for the best rooftop bars in Barcelona is Secretel Rosalon's Rooftop Bar, where you get an amazing view of La Sagrada Família. The hotel typically opens bookings 7 days ahead and slots tend to fill up quickly, so definitely book in advance. I can't think of a better way to end your Barcelona night than with a flamenco performance. And it is not flamenco, it is flamenco. While flamenco originated in southern Spain, this show was a great taste of Andalusia, and we met some new friends along the way. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description for more information. If you want to save money in Barcelona, here's what to do. Obviously, you need to set a budget, even if it's a loose one. But the best thing you could do is value travel. Value traveling is getting the most bang for your travel buck. Exploring Barcelona doesn't need to be costly. It just requires some planning to save some money. Your primary expenses are going to be your airfare, your accommodation, and your activities. You can save a lot of money on your airfare by traveling in shoulder season, which is April and May, and late September through November. Spring and fall present a great time to save money while also beating the heat and beating the crowds. You can save money on your accommodation by not staying at a luxury hotel. Look for apartments in El Born or Eixample. Save money on food at lunchtime by getting menu of the day or menú del día. If you don't want to walk everywhere, use Barcelona's T10 casual card. It's way cheaper than taking taxis. In general, the tap water in Barcelona is safe to drink, but I'd recommend bringing a reusable water bottle like the Life Straw one in the description below. Speaking of restaurants, avoid most of the restaurants right next to major attractions. Walk a few blocks for cheaper and better food. All of these small but crucial tips will really help you save money when you travel to Barcelona. And if you're tired of Barcelona and need a break from the city, here are some epic day trips. The number 1 and most popular day trip from Barcelona is a journey to Montserrat. At just 1 hour away, Montserrat is a stunning mountain monastery with insane views. Take the cable car for the best experience and panoramic views. While you're there, don't miss the Black Madonna, a statue of the Virgin Mary and the patron saint of Catalonia. Navigator Nick tip: make sure to grab a ticket to the boys' choir at 1 p.m. every day except Saturdays and holidays. There are 3 ways to get to Montserrat. One is a private driver, which I would highly recommend for the best experience. Leave a comment down below and I'll get you my driver's name. The second one is going on a small group tour, and the third one is taking the train yourself. The second day trip I'm going to recommend is Costa Brava. Costa Brava, located in northeastern Catalonia, is one of Spain's most breathtaking coastal regions, famous for its crystal clear waters, hidden coves, and incredible seafood. It's perfect for navigators seeking a mix of relaxation, adventure, and culture. Many people from the Barcelona Travel Tips Facebook group will tell you to take a private day trip to Costa Brava with Artem from Barcelona. Not only will Artem take you to Costa Brava and tell you about the history of Catalonia and the coast, but he is also a professional photographer and will take photos of you along the way. The second option to get to Costa Brava is by taking a small group tour with Get Your Guide. Get Your Guide is the sponsor of this video and also the Barcelona Travel Tips Facebook group. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description for more information. Located just 40 minutes outside of Barcelona by high-speed train, Girona is perfect for a Barcelona day trip.
Any Game of Thrones fans? Girona was used for many of the scenes in the series. It's a medieval town that's still well preserved, with colorful riverside houses, Romanesque and Gothic architecture, and a fantastic food scene. Girona is definitely in my top 3 Barcelona day trips. Depending on your travel style, here are some solid itineraries for your trip to Barcelona. At least 6 months before your departure, make sure your ID, passport, and other necessary documents are in order. You'll want to have a second ID with you at all times. For one, in case you lose your passport, and two, if you are renting a car. Now, I wouldn't recommend renting a car because it's a little crazy, but it's an option if you want to get outside the city. Applying for or renewing a passport typically takes 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes longer, so make sure to apply or renew months before your trip. Information on how to do this is on my website, navigatornick.com. I can't believe I waited so long to get global entry. A travel reward credit card like the Capital One Venture Card gives you credit towards this, which basically makes it free. Before you apply, give yourself a few weeks to fill out the online application and visit an enrollment center for fingerprinting and an ID check. And then once approved, your status lasts for 5 years. Most interviews last about 5 minutes. It's super easy. A quick note, you must already possess a valid US passport for global entry. If you're still with me, thank you so much. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Here are a few tips that I'm going to recommend. The first one is always pay in euros, because if you pay in your country's currency, it's going to be more expensive. My next tip for you is to always use Apple AirTags or tiles and put them in your bag. Every single one. This way you can always track where they are, and if they get stolen or if the airport insists that they do not have them, you can track them down. The third tip I can offer is to use packing cubes and the rolling technique to save on room and keep your luggage organized. Not only will it keep your luggage organized, but you'll have more room in your suitcase to bring things home. My last and final tip is to learn a few Catalonian words and phrases, such as please, thank you, you're welcome, and where's the bathroom. That one's pretty important. Thank you for watching the Barcelona Travel Guide. I hope you subscribe down below for future videos. Please give the video a like and comment down below if you have any questions. Until next time, happy travels and keep on navigating.